up? It's your girl Cece and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm excited about because I'm going to be doing a tutorial with the new Too Faced The Power of Makeup and Nikkietutorials palette, which I have been loving ever since I got it. I wasn't like super impressed with it at first, but once I went in and kind of figured out like how to use the shadows and everything, I absolutely love this palette. Like, as you can see, I have definitely dug into this because I have literally been using it like every day since I got it. I just cannot put it down. So I'm actually going to be doing two looks with this palette. So this first look is the look that I'm wearing right now, which I feel like is kind of like a soft glam with a bold lippy kind of look, which I feel like would be the perfect transition into fall because I mean, with Labor Day being around the corner, you know, fall is pretty much here. So bring on the vampy lips. Like, I live for a vampy lip for the fall time. So yeah, I just kind of did like a soft wearable look with this, with a bold lip. And I am going to do a more like dramatic look as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So yeah, if you guys want to know how to get this look right here, then just keep watching. Hey everybody, okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. I already did my skin prep, I've done my brows and all that good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and start on the eyes. Today's going to be a talk through because I feel like I haven't done a talk through in a while, so I'm like, yeah. I tried to upload this before and YouTube was giving me all these copyright infringements because apparently you cannot put like music behind your tutorial if it's not like, if you don't have the copyright to the songs or whatever. So I was like, I didn't really like the way it turned out anyways, so I was like, I'm just gonna redo it. But let's go ahead and start on the look. So I'm gonna start off with this Maybelline Master Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Medium. And basically I am just going to apply this to my eyes as a eyeshadow primer. With these Too Faced shadows, I feel like, you know, I don't know what it is with the formulation, but if I use like a regular eyeshadow primer, it's like they go on like really patchy and it's like hard to blend, and that is not the business. Okay, so we got that. So you always want to set your concealer. So I'm going to set it using this Wet n Wild Contouring Duo in Caramel Toffee, which is seriously like life. I love this palette, so I'm going to use the banana shade, and I'm just going to apply that all over just to set our concealer so it doesn't crease or anything. Okay, now going into the palette, the Too Faced Nikkietutorials Power of Makeup palette, which, as you guys can see, I have really dug into this palette because I love it. So for my transition, I'm going to start with this shade here called Painkiller, and I'm going to be using a Sephora Tapered Crease number 19 brush, and I'm just going to just kind of apply it all over crease, upper lid area. And this is like a light matte brown, and I really do like this for a transition. Okay, and then just to kind of deepen up the crease a little bit, I'm going to go into this shade called Makeup and Chill. I'm just going to wipe it on a paper towel that I have here, and I'm using the exact same brush, and I'm going to put this directly like into the crease, kind of focusing on the outer corner and then just kind of like dragging it in. So I'm going to kind of do the outer V and then just drag it inward. Because, I mean, this look isn't going to be, like, super dramatic. It's just kind of like an everyday look. So don't really want to go like too heavy or anything. But yeah, because this Makeup and Chill color, like, it is very pretty for every day, but it can go from 0 to 100 real quick if you're heavy-handed. And then I'm going to take this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, and I'm just going to go over just to make sure we have no harsh lines going on, because, girl, harsh lines are not cute at all. Okay, so we have that done. So now I'm going to go in and do my actual lid color. So I'm going to use this shade here called Sugar Coated, which, you guys, OMG. When you see how cute this color is, like, girl. And I do want to wet my brush because this color is pigmented, but I feel like when you wet your brush, it just like, pow, takes it to the next level. And I don't have any more of my e.l.f. spray, so I'm just going to use these, why can't I think of that? These eye drops that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to put like 2 drops on my brush, rub it in, and then I'm just going to go and grab some of this color, tap off the excess, of course. And girl, do you see that? Like, oh my gosh. Woo. This pigmentation is like, yes, boo, yes. I don't really like to use the eye drops because I feel like they don't really like coat your brush like the spray does, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But girl, whew, this color is like, yes. Okay, so let me do my other eye real quick. And as you can see, I'm basically just heading it using heading motions. I'm not really like swiping it because I feel like when you swipe it, you kind of take the product away. So you get better color payoff if you just tap. And then you can always go back in and blend because you see it's like looking kind of choppy right now. So that's what we're going to do. Take this same Sephora number 19, wipe it on my paper towel. I'm going to go back in with Makeup and Chill that we used in the crease. And I'm going to tilt my head, look down, point my brush upwards, and just kind of get some more of that color. And I'm going to really put it right here in between where we put like Sugar Coated and the crease colors, just to make sure that it is blended. And go back with this e.l.f. concealer brush, and I just like to use this one because it's really like fluffy and dense, so you can really like make sure that everything is like blended. And then if you like go in too heavy with colors too, this brush is really good to kind of like clean up your mistakes and everything. Okay, so for the brow bone highlight, we're going to go in with this shade called Ivy. And I'm just going to flip this Urban Decay brush over and use this side. Get some Ivy here. And it's not like super pigmented, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of disappointed in this color. But that's okay because we're going to go back and use like a highlight shade to really like intensify it. So again, just blending to make sure all those colors are blended together. For the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use this sparkly shade called Frosted Yum. And I'm going to grab, this is just kind of like a pencil brush. Grab some of that shade and stick it right there in the middle. I didn't do this on that Instagram picture that I posted, but I thought it would be cute and I like it, so that's what we're gonna do today. Just give it a little pop, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a nice neutral look, but I feel like this just kind of like gives it a little something extra, you know? So we got that. So as you can see, there is some fallout. So I'm going to take my makeup wipe and just kind of clean up the inner corner, drag it out, get any of the fallout that we have going on. And this is a really good trick so that you don't have to put tape on your eye to get that straight edge, because you're basically pulling at your eye and that's going to aid you and give you wrinkles, and nobody wants that. So now we're going to start with the skin because the eyes are done for the moment. So I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. under eye hydrator, which is, it has like a little roller ball, and basically this adds like a nice cooling sensation to the under eye area. I like to use it just to kind of prep for concealer, and because I do have like puffiness under my eyes, it's really good for that. If you also have like dark circles or just kind of under eye issues, it's a really good like prep for that, and it's cheap at the drugstore. So you know, I'll be putting y'all on with the drugstore stuff. So I've already done my primers. These two primers here, I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and then I use the Becca Ever Matte. I love this combo right here. Just love it. This is a really good like smoothing primer, and then because I have oily skin, this is really good just to keep everything matte. And as you can see, it does stain because I have had it on for a while, but once you put, you know, your foundation on, like, you won't even see it. You can't even tell. So foundation I'm going to use today, I'm going to mix the Matte and Poreless right here. I'm in the shade 125 Nude Beige. I'm going to mix that with the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation in the shade 04 Medium Beige. These two right here are bomb because this is going to keep you matte and this is going to give you that bomb coverage. Only thing I hate about the Matte and Poreless is it doesn't come with a pump, so you have to be like really careful when you pour it. So I just kind of wait for it to come out and use about that much right there, and then I'm about to run out of this. Like, I really need to get a new one. I take about 2 good pumps of that. I'm going to use this Cover FX contour brush. I'm going to use this side here to kind of mix it on my hand and just apply it. You want to make sure you go back behind your ears and get your neck as well, just to make sure that you don't have like that foundation line, because I don't know about y'all, but I hate it. Like, I was in church today and this girl was like serving and she just had this line and her foundation was too light anyway, and I was just like, girl, you need to fix that. Okay, so basically I just painted it on my face, and then I'm gonna blend it out with my beauty blender. Just want to make sure that you blend everything together. But seriously, you guys, this foundation combo is life. Like, love it. I just washed this beauty blender. It smells so good. Okay, so because I have oily skin, I always set my foundation with a powder. So I am going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. As you can see, I'm hitting pan on this one because that's how good it is. And I'm going to use this e.l.f. It doesn't have a name on it, but it's just like an e.l.f. like powder brush or whatever. So I'm going to get some, and what I like to do is just like press it into the skin instead of, you know, like rubbing it, because I just feel like you get better coverage, and you know, you like take away product when you like swipe it. So I just like to just kind of buff it in the whole face. All right. Now with that concealer, you really, with that this foundation here, it's a concealer and a foundation, so you really don't need to do under eye highlight, but you guys know I'm extra, so I'm just gonna do like a little bit. Like I'm gonna use like that much, like just a little bit, just a few drops, just because I do kind of like a highlighted kind of look, and then whatever is left is that. And then I'm actually going to blend it out with this other side of this brush, because I've never used this before, so I do want to see how it applies. And I'm going to bake with my airspun powder. You can get this from Walmart, and I really do like it. I was using that expensive Laura Mercier that's like 20 bucks, and I feel like this does the exact same thing as the Laura Mercier. So just a little tip for y'all. I'm taking the sifter off because it's really hard to get the powder out. Like, I hate the sifter that's on there, so I just dip my beauty blender directly into the powder. But everywhere that we apply concealer, I'm just gonna set that in place. Okay, going back into the palette, I'm going to grab the Chocolate Soleil bronzer and this e.l.f. brush that we used earlier, and we are just going to bronze up the skin. I'm gonna tap it. Up here, add a little color back to the skin, and then I'm just gonna swipe it in to make sure that it's blended. Okay, now for blush, I'm going to actually mix these two colors together, and I'm gonna grab this Wet n Wild, I think this is like a contour brush, so I'm just gonna mix the shades together and just apply it to the cheeks. You can definitely use these separate if you want, but I'm not like a huge fan of pinky blushes, so I just feel like the orange just kind of like makes it look a little bit more natural to me. Okay, now we're gonna go back into the under eye area, and we're gonna take Painkiller and Makeup and Chill on a pencil brush. I'm going to take that same pencil brush I used earlier. I'm just going to wipe it off on makeup wipe. Wipe it on a towel. And then I'm going to take Painkiller first. And then I'm going to take Makeup and Chill. Like that. Now we are going to wipe off all of the excess powder. just to give my under eye area just a little bit more of a pop, I'm going to go back into this Wet n Wild, and I'm going to grab the banana shade. This is totally not necessary, but I just like this area to be like really highlighted. I don't want to use a lot though, but it's just a little something. And then I'm going to actually grab this shade here and contour. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. contour brush. Like a little teeny bit, because this shade is like, girl, pigmented. And then I'm just going to blend it out with this e.l.f. brush. Then I'm going to go back in and grab some more of this banana powder. You can see. And I'm just going to start right under the contour line and just bring it down. And this is just going to sharpen that contour line. It's like sharp. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, because the longer you let that sit, the more sharp it's going to be. So now we are going to go back into the palette and grab Champagne Truffle and do our highlights. So I'm going to use this Kat Von D Shade of Light, the highlight side, and I'm going to grab some highlight and just highlight all the high points of my face. So up here, nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. Girl, do you see that highlight? Like, ooh, yes girl, come through. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the palette now. So now I'm going to go back and just wipe away this excess powder. Alright, and now we're going to go back up to the eyes, and we are going to grab this sketch marker by Too Faced, and I'm just going to tightline, and then I'm going to go in with a liquid liner. So this doesn't have to be perfect. And as you can see, I just did a super thin line. I'm going to go in with this liquid liner. You can use any one that you want. I'm using the one that came out my Disney Villains palette because I really like the brush on this one. I'm just going to do a thin little baby wing, nothing major. So now that that's somewhat dried, I'm going to take my eyelash curler and curl my lashes. And for mascara, we are going to use, this is I think this is the L'Oreal, yeah, the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt. And I actually do really like this mascara, y'all, because it has this little comb kind of applicator brush. So it really goes in, and I know like my camera's not gonna pick it up, but it does like go in and really like separates your lashes. And I'm gonna do one coat on the bottom. I'm just gonna finish off the look with some eyeliner. So I always like to go in and take my spoolie and comb through just to make sure that there are no clumps or anything. For liner, we're going to use this L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner in black, which is like my favorite eyeliner of life. This is so old, but I love it. I do need to get a new one though, because I've had this forever. Like, I don't even know how old this is. It's bomb. Alright. And then we're going to go in with a bold lip. So first we're going to use a lip liner. This is a NYX lip liner in the shade Prune. So we're going to line the lips. And the lipstick we're using is a matte lipstick, so I always like to make sure my lips are nice and conditioned. So I did go in with this Body Shop lip butter and mango. That's what it looks like on the inside, and this is really good just to keep your lips like nice and soft and condition them. So definitely check that out if you're looking for a good like lip balm. So the lipstick that we're going to use is by MAC Heroine, which is one of my favorites. So I'm just going to apply this to the lips. And just to kind of give it a little bit more of a vampiness, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid, I guess, lipstick or whatever. And this is in the shade Vivid Violet. It is a kind of like liquid lipstick lip gloss, but it's matte, so it's not really going to make the matte lipstick look like glossy. It's going to keep it matte. Last step, as always, you already know, NYX Matte Finish Setting Sprays, just to make sure that nothing moves and that this stays matte all throughout the day. Guys, so that is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it, definitely give it a huge thumbs up. Comment below any requests for future tutorials that you want to see, and if you are new to my channel, welcome, and definitely hit that red subscribe button so that you do not miss any more uploads from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Bye guys.